Hello guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to bring game objects to life. As you can see, I have some boxes right here inside our environment. Okay, I call this one our player box. I can drag him up and then he falls right down, and then we see the collision effect and all, and how these things work. Okay, today I'm going to be showing you how to bring this game object to life, because normally when you start a project in Unity, it's usually empty. So I'll just open up Unity Hub. Okay, here it is. Add a new project. I call it the runner. Okay, let me just give it a random name. Let me just say tutorial project. Go to create, and it should start creating our project right now. Usually takes some time, but just be patient, it's going to load up anytime soon. Okay, let me skip this loading part. Okay, now my Unity is opened, and usually when you open it for the first time, it's usually empty when you're not opening any projects. So this is my game camera. It's showing everything that's within this camera. So I want to create a square. I'll right click down here, go to create, and go to sprites, select a square, press enter, and then the square just shows up there. And I can drag this square into our game environment. As you can see, it's showing inside our game box because it's inside this camera. And then I can adjust the size, drag it here, right here, and then take it down a bit. Okay, and then I can change the color of this. Let me make it a bit gray. Okay, I think this is okay. And the background of our camera, I don't really like how it looks, so I could always go on that main camera and change it. Let me change it to let me just make it white. Okay, a white background, and then this square right here is going to be the ground where our other boxes are going to lie, so I'll just call it ground. And now if I want another square, I can just always drag from here into game, drag here into the game. Don't worry that it's not showing up here because of the white squares on the white background. It's not going to show. But when we change the color, let me change this one to blue. Okay, and then this one to red, and we can see it's showing clearly. Move this way and then take this down here. This is going to be our player square, I'm assuming, so I'll just call it a player, and then the other one I'll call it the obstacle. Okay, now that this is done, I'm going to show you guys basically how to make use of rigid bodies and colliders. And to do that is very easy. You just need to add it to our game objects. And how do you do that? We just go under add components. But first of all, when I play the game at this stage, we see nothing happens. Nothing happens when we play the game. But if I should add a rigid body to our player, let me search for rigid body 2D, because we're making a 2D game. Rigid body 2D. Okay, let me take this up and zoom out here. When I play the game, watch what happens. The box begins to fall down but never stops. Even when it reaches the ground, the box still doesn't stop. But the only way we can make it stop is by using colliders. And now we're going to add a box collider 2D. Okay, don't ever make that mistake. 2D for 2D games. And then we're also going to add the box collider to our ground. And then when we play this, as you can see, the moment our player falls, it hits the ground. Drag it up again and hits the ground. But when we drag it up to our obstacle, it goes right through our obstacle, and we can even see that our obstacle is still in the air. We can always drag this down, add a box collider to it too. So when our player falls on our obstacle, we see it creates a collision, and our player even falls sideways. And all this is the work of the rigid body. The rigid body basically adds physics to this our player game object, adds the mass, gravity scale, linear and angular drag. It just basically makes the game object more realistic, okay, and the movements are more believable. And to our obstacle, right now it's just a box collider, so nothing is going to make it to move inside the game. Same thing with our ground, it's not going to move with just a box collider. If we add a rigid body to our ground, and then when we play, you discover that the ground begins falling too, but we can't have a game without a ground, so we're going to remove this rigid body from here. Okay guys, that's basically all for this video. That is how to make use of the rigid body and box colliders, and that's what they do.